Today I am water bathing all these onions. I am going through them now and cutting them up in slices, and I am going to pickle them. That's right, red onions pickled. Sounds yummy to me, and there's even a ball recipe in the ball recipe book to do it. We've already got our jars clean and sanitized. Right now I'm going through and cutting up all the onions using my little slicer machine here. This thing makes easy work in slicing onions, I tell you what. That's how they're all coming out. They're all gonna get jarred that way. Right now I've got my brine solution. I have not heated it up yet or started it. I have my lids right now boiling. They were boiling, it's turned down, so now they're just nice and hot to be sanitized. Everything will be water bath, so the water is high. It is currently heating up. Once it gets close to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and turn this down so that way it's ready. We are also sanitizing our jars in the oven at close to 200 degrees. So now the jars already have been cleaned and washed in a soapy bleach solution, so they're already clean, but this is a precaution. Sanitize your jars in the oven prior to canning. You can do cold jars called cold packing or hot pack. I prefer the hot pack method if possible. So that's going to be hot, this is going to be hot, these are going to be hot and ready, and that'll be heated up. So yeah, so this is where we are currently right now. Alright, we now have all the onions ready. They are nice and sliced up. These are what we are going to be jarring and pickling. Alright. Right now, this is all coming up to a boil. Jars are going nice and steady. Turn it down a little bit because now that it's boiling, and we're waiting for that to come to a boil. And now, in the meantime, I'm going to go outside and pick some dill. Alright, we are outside right now at my garden where the dill is. I am growing all this dill. Pretty dill. And yes, these are heirloom. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in. I'm on the phone. Really? You stupid phone. There we go. You guys see? A whole bunch of seeds. My dill is all making seeds here. And yes, these are heirlooms. So all these dills in here that are growing, these are all heirlooms. I have been collecting seeds lately. There's one down here I just now cut off so I can take it inside and dry it. Whole bunch of seeds. And remember, earlier this year I only started out with one little package, about a tiny little handful of dill seeds to grow, and the heirlooms. So I've already collected a whole bunch of these umbels with seeds, so I've probably got enough for maybe 5 to 10 packets now of dill. So there's all the dill I've cut so far. That's gonna go into my my onions that I'm doing today. So yeah, this is where we're at right now. I'm gonna cut this video off and we'll go to the next segment shortly. Alright, now that we've got the dill over there, it's been rinsed off and cleaned, and now it's just drying a little bit. We've got the onions over there, we've got the brine solution over there, we've got the pot over here. It was boiling. I've turned it down, so it is hot and ready to go. The lids are being sanitized and the jars are in the oven in the last 30-40 minutes at 180 to 200 degrees, being sanitized also. So we are now ready. Now we're going to get our jars out here. We're going to get them filled up with onions. We're going to put a little bit of dill in there, and then we're going to get our brine solution into the jar, and this will all be done called hot packing. Jars are hot, brine is hot. So everything is hot and ready to go. So Alright, everything is now ready. I am going to get the jars out and let's get to work doing this. Alright. These are all nice and hot. 9 jars. And move this lid from my canner. Make sure it's still going good. Turn the heat up on it a little bit. Alright. Everything should be clean and sanitized on the lids, and they are. Alright. The ladle. Now let's get some dill into the jars. These are little pieces of dill that I cut off my own dill. Let's get a piece in each jar. At least start out. See how much I got. Did I cut enough? I don't know. I have to find out. I'm not putting a lot. I almost dropped that one on the floor. I caught that one. Alright. I may have enough. May have enough to put a little extra. Let's put a little extra in the... There's that one. Put some in there. Oh yeah, I can smell the dill. It smells good. Alright. Going through there. And then a little extra piece right there. Oh yeah, these jars are definitely nice and hot. Don't touch them. At least not if you can. Alright. This has been cleaned and sanitized as well. So have my hands. Alright. Now let's start packing some onions in here. And these onions are sliced in small slices. When you use your little poker thingy, try to push some more down. There we go. Now we are going to get a little bowl here in just a few for some vinegar, some white vinegar, so we can clean these jar lids. That will be very last. Right now we're just packing our jars. Gotta pack them. Get as much as you can inside. Because once we get the liquid in here, we'll be able to froth them down where you have your half inch of headspace. You can do an inch or a half inch of headspace. Most books will tell you an inch. For me, it depends on how much I'm putting in. It usually depends also on the recipe I'm doing. If I have to, I'll use my fingers and for the poking down. I Now all these purple onions here that you see cut up, these are all from my garden. They've had quite a few weeks to sit there on the table and dry out. I started to have some go bad. About 4 or 5 of them were starting to turn yellow on the inside, so I figured now is a good time to do it before more of them go bad. I may actually have enough here to do more jars, so that'd be nice if so. Now, onions are good for you, especially for your insides, for acid reflux. A lot of people don't know. Onions are actually good for your digestive tract. And actually vinegar is too. Now the vinegar I'm using is apple cider. So apple cider is good for you, besides onions are good for you. So 2 birds with 1 stone. I need to get some more jars. I don't know if I'm going to run out of jars or run out of onions. I might have made too much brine solution. I guess we'll see shortly. I might run out of jars because I still got quite a few onions in that bowl. Now when these onions are being canned, they will be canned by water bath. Since I am pickling, most pickling stuff, you don't have to pressure can, you can water bath it. Even in the ball handbook, water bathing is okay for pickling. Whether it's cucumbers or onions or other things. Yep, I'm gonna run out of jars. Oh well. The rest of these onions I might use tonight for cooking, because I'm gonna make chicken tonight for supper. I was gonna fry the chicken, but I'm actually thinking, well, I could always oven bake the chicken and yeah, I might just barely have enough. About out of onions now in the bowl. Yeah, gotta scrape everything up. Alright, that worked out. Add a little bit more into this jar. Let's go ahead and rinse this out real quick. There we go. Alright. Time to do the brine solution. Let's go ahead and turn up the pot. Let me get that pot as hot as we can. Looks like the brine solution is ready. It's bubbling. Bubbling, bubbling. I probably made too much brine solution, but that's okay. And I'm spilling it. There we go. And after you think you top it off, remember to use your stick thingy and get all the air bubbles out. Gotta use your poker stick. And remember, the bottom of your funnel where the liquid is 1 inch. So now I've got 1 inch of headspace. Looks like this is taking 2 to 3 ladles. So it's possible I may not have enough brine. Hopefully I do. Otherwise I'm going to have to make some more brine up real quick. Hopefully I've got just enough. Maybe. I don't know. May not have made enough. That's usually how it goes. You're gonna run out of something. Well, these, I can at least get these capped, get the lid on them, and stick them into the canner. As long as I don't get it to a boiling, should be alright. Because it won't take long to get this stuff to a boil again. Yeah, if I'm going to have to make more brine. Yep. I do not have enough. So the rest of these I'm going to have to get another brine going here very quick. Yep. Alright, that won't take long. We'll get some more apple cider in there. I should have made more than what I did. But that's okay. That is okay. Now my brine that I made is mainly just apple cider vinegar and water and just a little bit of the dill solution. Alright. Let's go ahead and clean these others off real quick and we'll get these into the canner. So at least that way these can still sit and stay warm in the hot. Alright, while that is heating up, I've got some plain white vinegar here. We're going to clean our jar rims, and then we're going to put on the lids. You always want to make sure you get any extra food, and even your pickling stuff. Go. Oh yeah, these jars are still nice and hot. Here's my doggy Daisy. Hi Daisy. She thinks she has to come see Daddy. Alright. and get these lids on there. Now you want these to be finger tight, finger to wrist tight. You don't want to just wrench them. There you go. Tight like that. Now we get them on, and you kind of give it a good turn. There we go. As soon as you get it finger tight, give it a little wrench to the right, about a quarter of a turn. Like that. Get finger tight, and then quarter turn. There we go. Now let's get these into the canner. The water's not boiling, but that's okay. It'll keep these nice and warm. The onions will have to be cooked anyways. Now the ball recipe. Yep, see here, that's already wanting to work. At least this gives you a chance too to see your actual water levels. And these jars are still good and warm. Oh yeah, this brine's already nice and hot. It didn't take that long. Good deal. If you can stick your finger in the brine and burn your finger, you know it's good. Because I just burned my finger. Oh yeah, that brine was already nice and hot that quick. I got a good stove. Alright. There we go. Now I probably made too much. Oh well. It's just brine solution, so it's no big deal. Oop. I got a little too much in that one. Just barely. Now, if you ever get a little too much in there, that's actually okay. It still gives me at least 3/4 to a 1/2 inch of headspace. These aren't being pressured. They're just being water baths, so it will be alright. Now pressure canning, it could actually push the liquid out because of the intense pressure from the heat. There we go. That's the last. Let's go ahead and bring that up to a boil while we're waiting for it to start boiling. Let's clean these off, lid these up, and get them in. You know, I forgot. I definitely forgot. Clean your lids. Clean your lids. Clean your lids. Sometimes I forget that. There we go. There we go. Alright, now they're clean. All the yellow stuff. That's your brine solution. Alright. I think my canner, I might have to take a little bit of water out. Might have a little too much water in it. But that's okay. You can take water out of your canner if you need to. Let's get the rest of these in. You want at least 1 inch of water when you're water bathing over your cans. Oh yeah, we got at least 1 inch of water, inch and a half of water. Now we got that. Keep this around because you'll need it. Alright. We now have all the cans in. You want at least 1 inch of water over your can, so we can put that in and you can see how high the water is on the little stick there. So about that much of water over the jars. And that's exactly what we want, at least 1 inch, inch and a half. Now we're going to get this lid on. Now there is no seal. I've taken the seal out, I've taken all the pressure release, all the pressure pieces. Right now, today, we are using this as a water bather, but this is the pot to use for pressure canning. Let's go ahead, there we go, put it on there, and we can still just turn it enough just to keep it from coming up. So, alright, now when this comes to a boil, I will be checking it. I'll come back, I'll show you a little bit on that on video for 20-30 seconds. And then we'll start our timer. You do not start the timer until this starts boiling. Has to be boiling first. Then in your boil, set your timer to 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever your recipe calls. Alright, we'll be right back again. Alright. Let's see if this thing is boiling. Oh yeah. Shit, that's hot. I would say yes, it's boiling. Oh yeah. 1 sec here. Alright. Yep, it's boiling. And I kind of slightly burnt my hand, but I'm okay. So, now we set the timer. Normally we do these for 10 minutes. We're going to do these for 25. Give them an extra 15 minutes because the onions are going to be cooked in the jars. So it won't hurt them, and give them an extra time. So you can do it 10 minutes or 15 minutes if you want, as the ball book said, but I prefer to add a little bit of extra time on mine. So it won't hurt it. So there we go. I'll be back in 25 minutes. Alright. Timer is going off. It is now done. 25 minutes. So now we'll go ahead, kill the fire. Now we'll just let it sit and cool just a bit. It doesn't have to be too long because it's not a pressure canner, it's a water bathing. So we'll just let this stop steaming so I won't burn my hand again. And we'll be back to pull these out and put them on the table. Alright. Now it is all done. Now we just need to pull these out and put them on the table to let them cool for the next 6, 12, 24 hours. So let's go ahead and get these things out. I kind of tilt mine just a bit to get the water off, so look pretty. Definitely look pretty. Alright, last one. Oh, there we go. That's how you pickle. Make pickled dill red onions. Now we're gonna let these things cool off, and these lids should pop down and seal. So, thanks for watching. Now you know how to make pickled dill red onions. Hope you like this video. Have a great one.